Okay, after listening to a nice technical talk and an operational talk, I'll take you out of syllabus now. We are sitting in a drone organization and we're talking about Ops Sindoor. I don't know why I was called to speak on Ops Sindoor. Maybe because the number of drones used in Operation Sindoor by whoever were far more than what we have in India today. Whether they were Turkish, Chinese, or made in Pakistan, or made in India, or wherever, the number of drones we used, and so beautifully we destroyed each one of them. So all of you who are in drone production, just remember that you will be shot down. You will not remain in the air, you will be shot down. So that is why we are saying let's have less of aeroplanes and more of non-piloting aeroplanes, so that if you're shot down, nothing goes wrong. And it's good for you, because if you produce 1,000 drones and they're shot down, we'll ask you for 1,000 more, your company grows. So either way, it's a win-win situation, that pilots are safe and you are making money on it. Well, Operation Sindoor, you have heard enough. Since 10th of May or 7th of May, you've been hearing enough. All the DGAO, DGNO, DGMO have been coming. I'm standing here because I want to see my own presentation, otherwise it will be very difficult. And so what do? We all who are from CDM, we love to give presentations, and all of us who are teaching the strategic management, we love to do SWOT analysis. So I'll not talk about Operation Sindoor. It's been a subject which has been beaten enough by everybody. So what I've done, I have pulled out all those, I found a BBA student here, so he was very happy when he saw this word SWOT, because that's what he's learning these days. So SWOT, like it says, stands for strengths, weakness, opportunities and threats. What has come out of whatever knowledge we have gathered during the briefings by the media people during Ops Sindoor and the DGMOs. You know what the requirement of an aerial warfare today is? Whoever does the first look, first shot and first kill. That's what we are looking for. किसने पहले देख लिया, पहले ठोक दिया, पहले गिरा दिया, मैं बच गया. So that is what the requirement of the aerial warfare today is. IF doctrine is out in open. And what is the vision of Indian Air Force? In that doctrine it says, to be an agile, adaptable Air Force that provides decisive aerospace power in furtherance of a national interest. So everything flows out of national interest. And the characteristics of aerospace power is reach. It should be able to reach anywhere. Flexibility and versatility. Overnight, within an hour you can change things. Mobility, responsiveness and offensive lethality. A very important aspect of the characteristics. And trans-domain operational capability. This is what the Air Force wants us to be, or themselves to be. I'll just straight away get on to the strengths which we saw in Operation Sindoor. Political will. For so many years we did not have a political will to go in and strike. Be it our loitering munitions, be it our missiles, be it our aeroplanes. Clear objective. The very clear objective of Operation Sindoor was to take down the terrorist infrastructure. Full stop. That's all was the objective. Objective was achieved on the very first night. By 1:30, within 30 minutes, we had the objective achieved. Every war, every conflict should have an objective. Otherwise, you'll keep fighting like the Russia and Ukraine is fighting. What? Is the Russia wanting to take over Ukraine? Is the Ukraine wanting to defend, want to join NATO? Nobody knows what is going to happen there. How will the whole thing work out? So clear objective was there given to us, and that is how it happened. Jointness. Army, Navy, Air Force, CDS, and every machinery, every government factor which was required were sitting together in one room. And you would have seen the Prime Minister, the NSA, the Defense Minister and the four chiefs sitting together and talking, and those pictures used to come out in the media. Conflict termination. This is what the first 4 points the Air Chief just mentioned 3 days ago. Conflict termination is our strength. Be it 47, be it 62, 65, 71, Kargil war, now we know when to stop the war. The world as of now is confused, they don't know when to stop the war. Precision strike capability. Precision, we have seen the bombs going right in the intersection of the runways. That's the capability Air Force has, the strength. Long range vectors, we've gone 300 kilometers away. In fact, the Air Chief was mentioning once that I didn't even know whether I've destroyed the target or not. So how do I come to know that I've destroyed the target because 300 kilometers away? So he's waiting for the satellite to come tomorrow, take a picture and say, oh yeah, I've hit my target. That's the kind of capability we had. Strategic reach. You have gone and hit the heart and the soul and the organs of the enemy. That's the kind of capability the Air Force have shown in the strength. Robust air defense. Like I said, all your drones came up and they went down. That's the kind of air defense we had. Calibrated force application. We specifically, okay, we'll do it at so-and-so place. No civilian will be there. We'll not hit them. Cross-border operations. We didn't go cross, but we did cross-border operation. Selection of targets. Very, very systematically, methodologically, the methodology applied to select the targets was mind-boggling, how the targets were hit. And in-house technology. You are the guys who are going to give us the in-house technology. You've given it now. Yes, the speakers earlier said, abhi bahut kuch aur karna baki hai. But you have done enough and we could win a war in 90 hours. This is working? Yeah. Let's go to the weakness. Operational losses. Let me tell you, operational losses will always be there. We have lost human beings in the Kargil war. We all remember that. We have lost aeroplanes in second. You know who won the Second World War? Everybody says Second World War was won by the Allied forces, the Americans, the Europeans and Russians put together. We destroyed everybody. And when we're talking about operational losses, the US lost 65,000 aeroplanes in that war, in the Second World War. The Europeans lost about 35,000. And Russians lost another 1 lakh. 2 lakh aeroplanes were lost by those who had actually won the war. So losing an aeroplane has got nothing to do with winning or losing a war. Please, be very careful. Hamare 5 जहाज गिर गए 6. I don't know कितने गिरे के नहीं गिरे. But everybody is saying जहाज गिरा क्यों नहीं बताया क्या हो गया? Just relax. It's part of attrition. If there was a ground battle going in, we would have lost human beings. Here the air battle was going on. Maybe we've lost aeroplanes. Yes, we've lost thousands of drones which came from the other side. Multi-domain integration is one of the weaknesses. We have heard that maybe every sensor was not integrated. Survivability gaps. Why did we lose aeroplanes? There is a gap which made the aeroplane. We did lose the aeroplane, like the CDS mentioned somewhere, that we changed the tactics. I want to tell people, a lot of media guys were telling me when I was being interviewed that we followed a wrong tactics. No, you don't follow a wrong tactics. You follow a tactics. If it doesn't work because the other guy, it is like a chess game. The other guy has got better tactics. So you switch the tactics the next day. You modify the tactic next day. And that is what happened in SINDOOR, that we changed the tactics the next day and there we went in. Restricted rules of engagement. We did not want to attack the military. We wanted to attack only the terrorist camps. So that was a rule of engagement which we followed and we had to change it the next day. And that's when we went in for the military when they came in. There were some limitations of the air defense. Real-time intelligence was never there. So why? I'll show you that. Electronic warfare limitation. Perception management was one of our weaknesses. That is why Pakistan has won that war. They won the 65 war, they won the 71 war, they won all the wars because the perception. They won the cricket matches. They said yes because 3 wicket gira diya, to cricket match bhi jeet hi gaye na. So that's the perception capability. So we did not have a weakness towards the perception management. Narrative control failure. The narrative was going in their favor and we were giving it 24 hours later. Why? Because we were waiting for the proof. When we did Balakot, till today people are asking the Air Force, proof batao कि आपने बालाकोट में क्या करा. So this time we said, okay, let the proof come and then we will talk. So that at least the nation is kept quiet. The factors which get up from within the nation. Strategic communication gap. Defense acquisition ecosystem, like was being mentioned. I have been the DISIS, PP and FD where we were doing the capability development building for all the 3 services. You have got, there are so many stalls there, there's so many products which have come here. बंद तो गया, बेटा बेचोगे कैसे? मैं खरीदूंगा कैसे आपसे? That's the gap. That's the ecosystem of the acquisition. I was a DAP 2020 which you follow today. I was the co-author to that. And today I clearly ask you, how will you sell it to me? Are you L1? Are you what? Or which book are you going to apply? Because you don't have 100% indigenized. There's so many things which prevents you from giving that's my weakness. I can't buy the best. A soldier knows that his weapon system and his protective gear was given by the cheapest vendor, not the best vendor. So when I'm fighting a war, I know my equipment was from the cheapest vendor. So this is my weakness in the ecosystem. Let's go to the opportunities. That is what you have to capture. Indigenous development. A lot of boost is being given to you all. Come up, make in India, and we are ready to buy it from you. Advanced sensors, space integration, AI integration, multi-domain operation, information warfare, hybrid warfare response, technology transfer, defense manufacturing, in-house precision weapons, force multipliers, allied cooperation and narrative, and DAP, military and industry friendly, can come up because DAP 2025 is being worked up. Let all of us get together and get this book out. These are the opportunities which are lined up in front of us. All of us have to do it together. What is the threat? Two front, both in the West. We had China and Pakistan both fighting from the western side this time. Pakistan became a Chinese test bed. They have never tested their equipment in war. This time they could do it. Electronic warfare, integrated air defense system, China's technology, which is even giving a shock to the Americans, were being used here. US assets in Pakistan? Maybe. I don't know. A lot of news came out that maybe we've destroyed something which belonged to US in Pakistan. I don't know. Proxy war, were the systems being operated by another country? Turkey was helping, China was helping. Were they operating the system for them? I'm a little worried, sir. Has the nuclear threshold been lowered? Because we've been always saying nuclear threshold, we've tested it. And he knows that we've destroyed him so badly this time. Next time, will you permit you to go up to this level and go on to nuclear? I don't know, I'm a little worried. I'm a scenario building guy, so this is a scenario I'm throwing. That okay, I will not let you destroy 11 airfields out of 13 which I have next time. As soon as you get airborne, I might go into this. Okay, boy, stop. Because that's the only way to stop a conventional war. They are masters in false narrative. We have to build up something. World has interest in Pakistan. There's so many things where the world has got interest. Domestic expectations within us, supply chain dependency. You still haven't got the engines for the Tejas. So CPEC was one of the threat. Has it gone fully? Yes, the Chinese have told them, okay, relax after a meeting between the RIC. Crypto deal, is that my threat? US nukes, is that my threat? Iran, Russia, Afghan car interest, is that my threat? With Pakistan, leave it to all of us. Anyway, let's go from here, transforming SWOT into strategies. That's what I'm looking at. I'll run through it. I will not take a lot of time on it because this is a huge chapter by itself. The proposed strategic vision is technologically superior. We have the capability. I am very happy if the Trump sends all H-1B visas back. यहाँ काम करोगे यार, उसका engine तो नहीं बनाओगे. The B-2 bomber engine was built by an Indian. Anyway, he's serving in jail for 32 years because he was supplying that technology to China. But the B-2 bomber engine was built by this guy, so that it's a stealth technology, which was built by Indians sitting there. So if everybody comes back, I'll be very happy because you'll be able to do something for us. Proposed grand strategy for a counter-terrorism strategy is come up, exposing critical gaps, build upon success, address identified weaknesses, and regional air power by 2035. We will have to take about 10 years to get on because you are yet to build those drones, the technology which was thrown up. You are yet to sell it to us and we are yet to integrate into the system. So give and take 10 years because there will be a hurry to do it. Because if SINDOOR 2.0 happens, you know, as of now the PM says the pause button has been dropped. The SINDOOR is at pause. But to go for SINDOOR from 22nd April, or I'll say 23rd April when PM came back from Saudi Arabia and briefed everybody, till 7th of May, this much time was available to actually go into operations. Now when the pause button is lifted, it will be a play straight away. You will not get so much of time to actually plan and think and go ahead for 2.0. So you really have to get our strategies right. So phase 1 strategy is what we need to do now. Immediately after SINDOOR lessons, what we need to do now. So here I say is information warfare and strategic communication. It's a critical priority. We'll not go into that. Reduce narrative response time from 24 plus hours to now. Whatever has happened, it has to come out now. People have to know it. Maybe your drones will help us pick up the information instead of satellite coming, or more satellites to go into the air. Once again, you all have to do it because private satellites can go up now. Give me an information now so that I establish a major mill information dominance indicators. I don't let him give his narrative and my narrative comes forward. The next point is aircraft survivability. It's a very high priority. I can't afford to lose an airplane which is in billions of dollars. So, aim to reduce aircraft vulnerability matrix ASAP. What went wrong? Very next day we could correct it, take on the SAP 2,318 kilometers away. But we need to do this immediately. Next, operational doctrine refinement. It's a high priority because you will have to refine your doctrines. Unified command and control and all sensors of weapons have to get integrated. This time the army sensors for air defense were integrated with the Air Force, but actually you have to do it full across. Why I'm saying this is because maybe I'm aware what went wrong and I cannot disclose it here what went wrong. Phase 2 is next 5 years because that's where you all are getting in. Indigenous technology supremacy. This is a strategic requirement. We have to get you all on board so that we can. The R&D is a must. We know we can do it. Young boys and girls are doing it. R&D and budget is required. Today the budget for R&D goes to DRDO and it doesn't go to you all. In a different format through IDEX and Aditi and all, it is coming in some way to you. But how big it is in terms of what goes to DRDO is left to the next theme. And in any case, DRDO is doing hand-holding with you all now. So the source will come like this, but this is a very important, it's very high priority. Force structure optimization, once again, you have to, Air Force has to integrate all the war fighting mechanism. We did not have all integrated to my best of my knowledge, maybe I'm incorrect, but if at all something is left out, it has to be integrated. Multi-domain warfare, AI and space-based assets to be increased and integrated in war fighting. You have to get in the AI we are nowhere in the world as far as AI is concerned. India has to do a lot. But both the teams, the military and the industry has to sit together and talk and then get this into the war fighting. Phase 3 is final goal, which I said 2035, 10 years from now. Next gen war fighting, manned and unmanned teaming has to be brought in. Maybe more unmanned. Today we say we have less number of squadrons, a package of 4 aircraft which goes, each aircraft has a role to do. Each aircraft performs a different role. Or a package of 16 aircraft each. Now you can put 1 manned and 3 unmanned with him. So now with those 4 manned aircraft, you can actually have 4 packages going. So you can increase it provided the unmanned comes up to that level. As of now, HAL is coming up with a lot of things, DRDO is coming up with a lot of things on the unmanned thing. But you have to keep this vision right that I reduce the number of pilots and the same role is played by all these unmanned. Strategic deterrence framework, escalation management through power projection. We have done it, we've been successful, we have to keep following it. That means our leadership has to be that good that this escalation has to be controlled. It should not reach nuclear straight away. Alliance and partnership leverages, the priority is very high. Large scale in-house production has to go on, was spoken by General Upadhyay also, be it private or public, be it both of you together. Whichever way it happens, you have to scale up your in-house production. 12 aeroplanes or 40 aeroplanes se kaam nahi chalega. We are talking about thousands and thousands, and ammunition ke liye we don't have places in the companies to give us ammunition. You can't buy ammunition from abroad. Let me tell you, when the war is on, the way the pacts are going on, you will be stuck. Human capital development, military education, development, and connect all the think tanks. You have to keep thinking together. You have to do it together. Military education is a very, very important aspect in this. Infrastructure modernization, it's an ongoing priority. Secured communication and cyber attack protections has to carry on, otherwise we will be crippled as soon as if you are using components from some other country which is at war with you. How will you give me this cyber attack protection? You cannot. So you have to think about this. Industrial based ecosystem for participation by private players has commenced, but you have to take over. You have to take over the entire game because you are far too many of you who can come in and help us with this. Crystal Gaze, success matrix, same thing, operational readiness, technology superiority, same things I put it here. Lessons from Ops Sindoor. Enduring strategic advantage, shape the strategic environment in India's favor, unwavering focus on excellence, long-term technology and operational superiority, protecting national interest when required, projecting. You know what I did? Today is 25th. This is the week when we, 60 years ago, had the 65 war. 1965 war. So what I've done is I've pulled out a few lessons from 1965 war and trying to compare it with Ops Sindoor to see kitna badal gaya hai. Has the warfare changed and what went in 65 and what happened now? So let's see this. Anyway, the ultimate measure of success will be the absence of conflict through credible. Let's go on to 1965. Key takeaways. Strategic impact. Both claimed victory. Exactly what happened in Ops Sindoor. Both air forces focus more of air-to-air combat than close air support. This is gone. It didn't happen this time. This is gone. Tactical outcome. Most air battles were inconclusive with disputed kills and from both sides. Again, the similar thing happened. Limited deep strike missions due to short conflict duration and international pressure. We have overcome this part. There's no international pressure and we've struck them deep inside. Things has changed. Equipment lessons. Indian NAT fighters proved effective as interceptors despite being smaller. Same thing happened here. Our aeroplanes, our drones did. Surface-to-air missiles had minimal impact due to limited deployment. No, this time they were deployed well. So that is one part changed. So that why I'm trying to tell you is how the warfare is changed and where you have to pitch in as a private industry. Operational impact, pilot losses were severe. We'd lost a lot of pilots in 65, which has reduced this time. We did not lose any pilot. Why I'm saying is because Air Marshal, Bharti, DG, said that they're all back home safe. Whether they were back home landed or whichever way, but they landed in our own country. Airfield remained largely intact. No, this time we took them on nice and proper. So that's the change in warfare. Long-term consequences led to major Air Forces modernization program. We are looking for modernization now. The Defense Secretary has already had, it's the last slide. This is the last slide. The Defense Secretary has already had the capability gap analysis done and the book has been submitted to the Raksha Mantri. It will not come out in open. They will have to work out what. Need for better air combat tactics. Tactics keep changing. Intelligence and planning. Poor battle chain damage assessment. Like I said, we'll have to have more satellites. Limited reconnaissance capability affected target selection. This time we selected the target very well. We have the wherewithal to actually pinpoint the target. Lack of integrated air-ground coordination reduce effectiveness. That was in 65, not now. So finally, I will say that victory in air power belongs to those who dare to soar beyond the limitation of today to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow. With that, I rest the Ops Sindoor part. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Air Marshal Sachdeva.